All right, let's talk about communication. We're going to dig into a secret today that kind of flips everything we've been taught on its head. You know, the usual advice, right? Be witty, be charming, always have that perfect thing to say. But what if I told you the most powerful communicators are actually doing the exact opposite? Let's get into it. I mean, really think about that for a second. The best communicator you know, do they actually talk the most? Or is something else going on? If you've ever felt like you're at a disadvantage because you're a little more on the quiet side, or you just value honesty over being slick, you're gonna love this. You might actually have the upper hand. The key is to stop playing the wrong game. And here it is, the big shift in thinking. On one side, you have the myth. This idea that communication is some kind of performance, where you're in the spotlight and you have to deliver the perfect line. But the reality? Oh, it's so much more powerful. It's not about winning a single moment with clever words. It's about building a bridge of trust. It's about connection. So how do we start building that bridge instead of just trying to be the star on stage? Well, it all starts with a new mindset. We're going to call it playing the infinite game. And trust me, this isn't just a clever trick. It's a total overhaul of how you approach every single conversation you have. This quote right here, it completely redefines what a win even looks like in a conversation. Notice it says absolutely nothing about getting a yes or winning an argument. Nope. Success is just keeping the game going. As long as you've left the door open for another conversation, another shot, another possibility, you've actually won. So here's the crucial point. When you're playing the infinite game, you're not thinking about this one moment, this one transaction. You're investing in the long haul. The goal isn't to score a point right now, it's to stay on the field and build a connection that's strong enough to let you play again tomorrow. Let's make this super clear. A finite player sees every conversation as a contest, right? You pitch an idea, they say no, game over, you lose. You ask for a favor, they say no, another loss. But an infinite player, they're not even looking at that scoreboard. For them, the only goal is to keep the relationship going. The focus shifts completely, away from the immediate result and onto the long-term trust you're building. Okay, I know this might still feel a little abstract, so let's look at a case study that shows just how powerful this is in the real world. It's a fantastic story that proves sometimes the absolute best communication involves saying almost nothing at all. It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? You're in a room full of big personalities, loud talkers, everyone trying to one-up each other. How in the world can the quiet observer possibly come out on top? Well, it's because they're not playing the same game as everybody else. So picture this. You're at a business dinner, and it's chaos. Everyone's talking over each other, you can't get a word in. So instead of trying to shout louder, you do something totally different. You watch. You notice when someone's tea is getting low, and you just quietly refill it. You make sure everyone's cup is full. And the outcome? Without saying a single clever thing, you've just become the most trusted person at the table. People feel your goodwill. They see you're sincere. You've built this incredible trust through a simple action, and you'll become the silent hub of the whole group. And that is the key insight. That's the whole thing right there. Your sincerity is your strength. That simple act of pouring tea, it was way more effective than any slick argument, because it was a real, tangible demonstration of goodwill. It was an action that built immediate trust. Now, that tea strategy is awesome because it's proactive. But what happens when you get rejected? A flat-out no. This is where playing the infinite game becomes a genuine superpower. It gives you a script for turning what feels like a failure into a huge opportunity. Okay, imagine your big sales pitch just gets shot down. The finite player, they see this as a total loss. They pack up their stuff, defeated. But the infinite player, they see an opening. Instead of arguing, they pivot. They say something like, okay, I totally understand this isn't a fit, but you're an expert in this field. I was wondering, could I ask for your advice on how I can make this better? And bam, just like that, you're not a seller anymore. You're a student, and they're the mentor. You might not have gotten the sale today, but you just started a much, much more valuable relationship. It's the same thing when you ask for a favor and you get turned down. The natural reaction is to feel kind of awkward, maybe even a little resentful. The infinite game response? You express total understanding and you make it clear that the relationship is the important thing. You send this powerful signal that says, hey, our connection matters way more to me than this one request. You keep that channel wide open for the future. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What does this actually mean for you?
day to day. It means you don't have to change who you are to be an amazing communicator. If you see yourself as a straightforward, honest person, that is your greatest asset. You just need a new playbook.
So here it is, your new playbook. 4 simple rules. First, you've got to redefine success. The goal is just to keep the relationship going. Second, your sincerity. It's not a weakness, it's your ultimate strength. Third, remember the T strategy. Look for ways to build trust with actions, not just words. And finally, see rejection as a gift. It's an opportunity to pivot the relationship into something new and maybe even stronger.
And look, if you still have any doubt, this final idea should really nail it down. The core message here isn't that you need to change your personality. It's realizing that your natural honesty is the perfect foundation for brilliant communication. The only missing piece has been learning the methods, the playbook for this infinite game. And these are skills that anybody can learn. So I'll leave you with a challenge. Think back to a conversation that you've always chalked up as a failure, a rejected idea, a favor that was denied. Can you look at it now through this new lens? Can you find the moment where, even though you didn't get what you wanted, you successfully kept the relationship alive? If you can, you are already playing the infinite game, and you are already winning. Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.